I'm going to show you how to do the Stolhand Deluxe Dumble mod. First thing you'll need to do is your layout. I like to put tape on the pedal to mark it. I'm marking the spot where I'm going to put the hole for my extra foot switch. I like to put the switch in there, and it helps me line it up, like find the center, I guess, because of the little things on the back of the switch. And those green things are just leftover scrap from the circuit board. That's the hole punch. I'm getting my hole marked. Now I'm marking the center line for my channel stacking switches, and I want it perfectly center to line up with those other switches. And now I'm getting this reference from my other finish pedal. Basically the height of the channel stacking switches. You don't want it to go too high, otherwise it'll come in contact with your circuit board, and you'll have to re-drill the hole. That wouldn't be good. Now I'm drilling, and I kind of move the drill a lot. I'll like take it out and put it in another. I guess I didn't show my whole drilling process, but you got to be careful not to just drill in one spot, otherwise the hole will move, because this metal is so soft. Now I'm getting my removing my switch. This is the channel selecting switch, and this is where I will be putting my wires once I pull that thing out. I'm putting some tape on the back so I don't get solder all over the microscopic circuit board, because that would be impossible to fix if you did that. And now I'm removing that, finishing removing the switch. There's, I guess, one little lug that needed to be soldered and pulled out. And I don't know what this stuff's called, but you can score it to get it out. I'm putting some tape so when I score it, my knife doesn't hit the circuit board. And now I'm going to score this a lot, and it'll break off really easy. And watch how perfect this comes off. It's really easy if you know how to go about it right. Now I have to remove these pieces of metal, these little lugs, and I'm tinting. I'm like putting solder on all the little things I'm going to remove, because it's like the flux makes the solder warm up and it's easier to remove when you get fresh solder on there. And I'm heating it up as I have the needle nose pliers on the other side, and I pull it, and the circuit board goes flying when I do that. That was slow motion. Get it with the needle nose pliers, hit it with the solder, and it comes right out. Now I have a solder sucker on one side and my solder gun on the other side. So I'm sucking the solder out of the holes so that I can put my wires in there. And there's my wire. And you'll notice it's the wire is twisted, and that is to reduce noise. I suppose you could do it without twisting the wires, but it's better to have twisted wires. Now I'm removing the presence adjustment. I've removed it, and I'm going to put wires in its place. There's the wires, so I can replace it with a potentiometer. And I'm going to clip the excess off. I'm testing the impedance so I know what to put in there. It's 10K, so you need a 10K potentiometer. There's my potentiometer. Now it's wired in. And I'm putting this tape here so I can file it down, because you need every bit of room you can. So those have to be filed. But don't breathe in any of this dust, because it's got lead in it. And I'm putting a piece of plastic over there, and I'm going to tape it so that the metal doesn't short it out when the potentiometer is resting on it. Now I'm getting a layout for the presence switch, or the presence knob, sorry. And I'm putting a whole bunch of tape in there. And the reason why is because there's a rectangle hole, and if you just drill down, your drill will move all over, and you will not get a good hole. Now I'm using a hole punch through that tape. And look at that. The hole's perfect. The drill didn't move. Now I'm putting the board in and lining up the presence knob, because there's a little wriggle room in there. I'm using Loctite. I like to use that, or nail polish on everything so it doesn't back out. I'm labeling the switches so I know what goes where. And here is the wire diagram. So if you want to do this, then take a screenshot of this. It's not pretty, but it'll show you where to wire everything. That's where all the wires go. And I'm going to do that. I'm following that wire diagram, and I'm going to wire everything up. This is actually a really long process. It takes me about 5 or 6 hours per pedal. So it's a time-consuming mod. And that's after I've been doing them, so expect it to be a day process when you do yours, if you're doing it the first time. If anyone does this mod, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know who's doing these. And if you like this kind of content, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. It'll help me to do more in the future. If people are actually watching them, I'd spend more time editing them. And if anyone doesn't have the solder chops to do this specific mod, right now I'm modding them for people. You could check in the description for pricing, and if you're interested in getting one done, you could go to my YouTube, the main About Me page, and I'll have my contact information there if you want that done. And I'll see you in the next video.